10, 9, ignition sequence start, 6.
Hello, and welcome to Rocket Fuel, your daily update of everything that's happening in the Rocket Pool community. My name is Wack. Today is February 6th, and we're going to get started here with a huge shout out to Sylvia. Sorry, your name is kind of cutting off on the screen, but Sylvia is my oldest fan in the whole world, and I'm giving her a huge shout out today. So thanks, Sylvia. Okay, moving on to today's episode. Here we have the results of the rapid research review. And Shifrin here, the admin of the GMC, says you can find a breakdown of the compiled scores here, as well as linked to read each individual submission. And then there's a whole bunch of links, and there's the scores as well, and who won and what they won. So let's have a quick look and see what information we have here. So the first person here was Langers, and here Langers went through all the different submissions and saw, which ones he liked, which ones he didn't like. Some of them were rated well, some of them were rated a little bit less well, and he had some feedback here as well about each of them. One of them I'm curious to see is this direct capture one, because that was his top one. He says simple solution that solves the RPL requirement idea and provides relevance for RPL node staking. So yeah, that's interesting. Then we also had Noshua here, who it seems like was a little bit more generous with his scores, a little bit, but also a little bit less generous with some scores. And we had Ken here as well, who had some high scores for some of them and slightly less high scores for others. And then we also had Kane, who liked some applications more than others as well, and his favorites were the direct capture. It seems like a lot of people liked that. And then also here we had Long for Wisdom as well, who provided their feedback and their details as well. So there was a lot of work that went into this, which was really great, and really appreciate the time that everyone, all the committee members took to provide the feedback on these 22 proposals, like read them, engage with the ideas around them and the discussions that took place. There was a whole lot of work that went into this. So I really appreciate that, and the GMC really appreciates that. I'm sure there might be a grant, some kind of retroactive award in their future, but regardless, this is what the final outcome looks like. So as you can see over here, Valdor's bond curves was the #1 winner, and he gets $2,500 for that. Samus had let me just tell you, Samus with diverted rewards came second place. Epinef, who would have had a third place prize of $1,000, decided to make it so he wasn't eligible for a prize. And then we had 3 $1,000 prizes. That was for Luominx for no RPL mini pools, Valdor for direct capture 2, and Occam with no RPL mini pools as well. And then every other serious submission got a $250 thank you prize as well. So I wrote this post on our ETH Finance, which is on Reddit. So I said, I'm back with a Rocket Pool update. So I said a while ago, I mentioned how there was new tokenomics update, incubator taking place. Submissions for that finished a few weeks ago. We had 22 submissions in total. The submissions were analyzed by a team of 5 people composed of team and community members. And today we have gotten the results of their analyses. It says the top 5 prizes won $7,000 between them, and I'll break down what they include below. So here I gave a quick little summary of each prize. It said the #1 prize was Val's new bonding system. So Val analyzes the methods by which Rocket Pool can change its bonding thresholds. He shows a path to LEB 1.5s, potentially while still maintaining best-in-class security standards. The impact would be that Rocket Pool node operators would far out-earn solo stakers and Lido node operators who are using the community staking module. The second prize was Samus with ETH-only validators, and here we had Samus got $1,500, and Samus suggested keeping the protocol commission at 14%. Only people who stake only ETH get 7.5% of that commission, and the rest of that 6.5% would go to people who have RPL staked. So it says the remaining commission would be diverted out across people who stake ETH and RPL. Here you could bring whatever stake you were comfortable with and earn more than just solo staking or with Lido CSM. Then third place but didn't want the prize was Epinef's Universal Variable Commission. So here the commission our ETH holders paid to node operators was changed depending on what the status of the deposit pool was. And as the deposit pool is more full, then the commission would go up to promote more node operators coming online. And as the deposit pool was empty, then commission would go down to promote more RETH to be minted because they'd be getting better rewards. So that was Epinef's submission. Then we had Luomink's, Val's, and Occam's. All were similar variations but slightly different execution for how to have validators with an only ETH bond with no RPL. So you can go and have a look at those. I said the next steps from here are the team and community to work together and work out a new tokenomic system that incorporates these ideas. Likely be a mix of submissions where it's pretty clear to see that it will involve some kind of sublinear ETH bonding. Like the more validators you have, the less ETH of collateral you need to bring for each one. Some kind of variable RETH commission for node operators, and the option for validators to stake ETH only or RPL on top to get outsized rewards, and that'll be their choice. I said the path to scaling for Rocket Pool with these changes will be astronomical. Being a node operator constrained as the protocol is now will be a thing of the past. The next step will be adding incentives to our ETH holdings that will make it more attractive to hold, on top of it being the most decentralized and Ethereum aligned LST. So that was the post that I put on ETH Finance. And of course, you can go back to this, this one right here, the score compilation sheet that has a link to all of the different submissions that you can go read all of them. Some of them are GitHub, some of them are in Discord, and some of them are on the DAO forum as well. So whichever ideas you're interested in, go ahead and give them a read. But this is like a really good stuff. So thanks everyone who submitted. Thanks for everyone who put in the work of analyzing the submissions. You all did wonderfully. Good job. Okay, next we've got news of the next GMC retrospective meeting. So this will be taking place tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So that is on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, which I think is 4 p.m. UTC. And that will be like a last month's kind of town hall GMC retrospective meeting where GMC members kind of talk about what went well in the last round, what went badly in the last round, and what we learned, what lessons were learned. And community members can stop by and listen as well, and maybe get involved and ask questions or provide details where it might be needed. So that I think is going to be really exciting. I think the last one went wonderfully. So if you are if you want to attend and you don't have access to the GMC's server on Discord, then reach out to any GMC member or any Val or Patches or other rocket scientists as well, I guess, and they'll be able to give you access to the GMC's server where you can come by and listen to this town hall. I think it's going to be a really good one. Okay, today we got these this Warpcast posts from Nixo talking about some issues with Ethereum mainnet. So I said mainnet Ethereum validators are experiencing an issue right now with a single builder's submissions. Advise building local blocks, turning off MEV boost for the moment. So Nixo put out this post saying if you're using MEV boost, there's one block builder that is producing invalid blocks, and if you accept their block, then you'll miss your proposal basically because it won't be valid. So if you are running MEV boost, to turn it off. However, very quickly this issue was resolved. So Nixo had an update saying that the Bloxroute was relaying blocks in optimistic mode from the builder resync that were invalid, and Bloxroute's post-submission verification was failing. They disabled optimism on that builder, which means that the issue should be resolved for validators for now as they investigate what went wrong. So TLDR is continue as normal. So by the time people saw the first tweet, it was already a fixed issue, but I just wanted to cover it in today's show just in case some people missed proposals and they weren't sure what happened. However, I don't think any Rocket Pool node operators were impacted by this. So Nixo then goes on to explain a little bit about what optimistic mode means. It says Relay doesn't verify until afterwards to optimize for latency, and post-emission verification means the part where they go back and make sure the block was good. If not, they should stop relaying that builder's blocks. So that was some information from Nixo. Then we had Peteris saying the mainnet is having a lot of invalid blocks coming from the same builder. The relay should never broadcast blocks without verification. So that's what they're doing to save latency, to make things happen a bit quicker. And then Peteris says we should consider including EPBS in Electra. Please raise support for this to be discussed in all core devs. So Peteris here was pushing for the time frame for enshrined proposer builder separation to be in Electra, which is the upgrade that we should be getting before the end of the year, hopefully, instead of in the upgrade after that, which is Osaka, which will happen at some point next year. And then here, Preston Van Loon says, had follow-up on that as well, saying that MEV boost is fundamentally flawed. Some builders are producing invalid blocks and relays are recklessly providing them to validators, leading to a missed invalid block proposal. There are no in-protocol consequences for this behavior, so let's talk about EPBS in Electra. So it looks like, and then Millie here as well says, definitely also the sooner we enshrine PBS, the sooner there's economic incentives for builders to bid for the right to build blocks, the sooner there could be more competition among what are now relays. So it seems like this is an idea that might grow a lot in the coming days, and it's going to be really interesting to see how that issue gets brought up in the next All Core Devs meeting. Okay, next we've got this post here from Luca, who says, well, it's finally done. ethstaker.tax now supports Rocket Pool. Happy to answer any questions. Then there's a link to the Rocket Pool Reddit page and also a summary on Twitter. So let's just have a look at the Twitter summary. So here it's from Serentia, and they're saying, getting ready for tax season. No need to stress with ethstaker.tax. Figuring out your Ethereum staking income is a breeze. It's about to get even better. ethstaker.tax now supports Rocket Pool income calculation. And it says find out more, and there's a link. Well, no, there's not a link. There is, there's just, is there? I never know with Twitter anymore. See, I thought that was a link, but it's actually just an image. It's garbage. So Serentia here says, gone are the days where Rocket Pool node operators had to painstakingly figure out their staking income. As of today, it's as simple as a few clicks on ethstaker. So you basically put in your node address, it tells you what validators that address has, and then you just add them and it'll work everything out for you. And it says with seamless support for consensus layer income, execution layer income, including the smoothing pool, RPL rewards, and easy, efficient, and stress-free. And then it gives you the information about how much ETH that got, how much RPL that address got, and what the total USD price for that is. And it says try it for yourself at ethstaker.tax. And you can go and have a look and see what's there. So that seems like a really nice development. Like, I'm not sure how that will play with other with other crypto tax solutions, but I don't know if they'll play nicely with each other or not. But that is a really nice tool for people who are getting staking income. It just makes it really easy for you all to now calculate exactly what you're earning and what you owe. Okay, the last piece of Rocket Pool news here is, well, Rocket Pool directly news is this with Pancake Swap. And as I cover every few weeks, Pancake Swap is like keeps those incentives for RPL and RETH coming. So it says new Ethereum Merkle rewards with Rocket Pool provide RETH or ETH in their 0.05% pool version 3 and earn cake and RPL. And then they say seed liquidity on the ETH PCS and claim Merkle, and then there's a link there. So it looks like that pool is now getting about 18% APR. If you're interested in earning those rewards, they're getting about 800 euro a day in cake rewards and around 1,500 RPL rewards per day. So that's a nice little promotion of the RETH vault. If you're using Pancake Swap, you can get a nice chunk of those rewards every day. So definitely check that out if you're interested. And of course, with any DeFi platform, this is not financial advice or investment advice or anything like that. Like, you can lose what you put in because it's a DeFi project. There's so many different ways that can happen. Please be careful. Okay, next we're going to talk about EigenLayer really quickly. So EigenLayer, of course, yesterday raised their caps, and they had this blog post that kind of came out with that saying balancing neutrality and decentralization EigenLayer. And here they kind of explained about how, currently they're removing caps. So there's going to be no caps on staked TVL on a per LST basis or LRT basis, and they'll have no caps on payments from AVSs to stakers on a per LST or per LRT basis. However, EigenLayer protocol incentives and governance participation is capped at 33% for any particular LST, LRT, or single participant like an exchange. So what they're saying here is that if you are an entity that has a whole lot of restaked or liquid restaked tokens in EigenLayer, then your rewards will be capped at 33% of the protocol. So for example, if you have 40% of the protocol as your token in there, providing whatever it is that it provides, then you'll only get rewards on 33% of those. So those users who are depositing that particular token will start to see degraded rewards and incentives for their token. So that was kind of like the information that came clear before the deposits opened again. Once the deposits opened again, however, everything kind of went crazy with EigenLayer, and the amount of ETH that was deposited was just astronomical. Like, that's the only word that I can use. It was truly mind-boggling just how much ETH has been deposited into EigenLayer just in the last couple of days. But since the protocol went live, they have 1,741,000 ETH in their contracts right now. Well, the ETH equivalents like LSTs and LRTs. And some of that is native restaked as well, which means that it's on the Beacon chain as eigenpods, and that is 570,000 ETH in there. And their Lido vault has 582,000 ST ETH in there, which is just like huge amounts of ETH, like truly mind-boggling. So what's the consequence of that? Well, if you have a look at EigenLayer has gone up in TVL in the last month, 166%. In the last 7 days, it's gone up 88%. So that number is going to get even bigger. EigenLayer is now the fourth biggest protocol on Ethereum, behind Lido, Maker, Aave, and then it's gone ahead of Uniswap and Rocket Pool now. It's just like mind-bogglingly big, basically, about just how big this is now. So it's growing really fast, and I think that they're going to get a whole lot more ETH before the time period ends in a couple of days' time. But if you just have a look at this, like their total value locked chart, I don't know if you can see on my screen right now, actually. Okay, no, you can't see it. Sorry about that. Let me just move this. It's basically up and to the right. Like, it was kind of flat, kind of low, like very low TVL, and then from the middle of December onwards, it's just been on an absolute tear, and yesterday just went vertical. So it's going to be really interesting to see how all that plays out. And as always, depositing in protocols that are not live yet is risky. Please be careful about how you put your ETH into EigenLayer, because anything can happen. Hopefully it won't happen, because that's a whole lot of ETH in there. Okay, and related to the EigenLayer stuff, the hype is real. So here we had Scale on Peter saying, wondering about exiting mini pools. I exited one mini pool, and after the withdrawable epoch was hit, I got a withdrawal within 4 hours. However, the second validator, my withdrawable epoch hit 17 hours ago, and my funds are still not released from the Beacon chain. Is it normal? How long could it take? So Halululo explained that withdrawals happen every 8 days or so, and the timing of these is independent from your exit. The worst case is that you have to wait another week. So it can happen from anywhere between like 1 block, basically, so like 12 seconds, or one epoch, like 6 minutes, all the way up to 8 days, because it cycles through a certain number of validators every epoch, every 6 minutes. So either you can get lucky and your number is like really soon, or you can be unlucky and you might have to wait up to around 8 days. So Peteris then asked, these couple of people who were leaving their validators, like, why are you exiting your mini pools? And they replied by saying that they want to restake it with Etherify's ETH to get EigenLayer points. And then Jasper asked the question, like, if you could have restaked your mini pool instead of like withdrawing it and taking it elsewhere, would you have stayed? And Scalon says, yes, of course I would have done that. And then Jasper kind of explained about his paper, his bounty that was approved. So he says, for what it's worth, a bounty was approved to research and implement just that. I'm releasing an essay on the idea later today. It will be some time though before anything is live. I appreciate your thoughts. So that paper will be released tonight by Jasper, and I will spend a big chunk of the time in the beginning of tomorrow's episode covering that paper and going into detail about what Jasper is saying. Okay, next we have some live commentary from Peteris about this update from a CoinBureau video. CoinBureau is the biggest crypto YouTube channel there is, and they made a video about the Ethereum pump incoming, potentially, ? And then talking about how Dencun is going to impact Ethereum. So Peteris here gave a full breakdown of the whole video, talking like from the beginning about when the beacon chain was launched and then the merge happened, all the way through to how Dencun is going to, the main focus of it is going to be proto-dunk sharding, which is like making blobs and making layer 2s cheaper. And then basically he was just literally quoting the video every few minutes and kind of pulling out some key information about what was happening there. And so if you're interested in finding out some information about Dencun from CoinBureau, then follow Peteris's commentary with the link, of course, is in the description. But one of the things that was really interesting that came up was, CoinBureau, like I said, is the biggest crypto channel, and they have a huge following because people kind of trust their information. But when you come across information that you're an expert in and you see other people talking about it, you very frequently see just how many mistakes they make with that kind of information. This is what I was saying. I said, Peteris, thanks for the live commentary in the CoinBureau video. I usually watch most of them, and whenever there's anything about Ethereum, I almost always notice mistakes or inferences, ideas presented where the facts don't support them. Also, almost all of the videos have an underlying, but that's a separate thing. But basically, Peteris shared this idea, which I thought was fascinating, and it's called the Gell-Mann amnesia effect. And this is what it means. It says the phenomenon of people trusting newspapers for topics which they are not knowledgeable about, despite recognizing them to be extremely inaccurate on certain topics which they are knowledgeable about. So this, I've noticed this so many times now with like all sorts. But anyway, I'm going kind of off the topic here, but I thought that idea was really interesting. So definitely go read about Gell-Mann amnesia effect if you're curious about what it is, because I think it's really applicable to a whole lot of places where we get our information from. Okay, finally, I'm going to end the episode with a little bit of Schadenfreude. It's just funny, like Solana today went down after about 11 months of not going down, or 11 and a bit months. So here, Solana said engineers from across the ecosystem are investigating an outage on mainnet beta. They're still calling it a beta, and this thread will be updated as more information becomes available. And then they kind of had some more information about there was a new patch, a version 1.17.20, and they basically asked all their validators to update to that and then go back live. And here Wu Blockchain said that Solana was down for 4 hours and 46 minutes, which is, a pretty sizable outage for one of the, I think the second or third biggest alt layer 2, smart contract layer 1. Alt layer 1, sorry, after Ethereum, like I think it's the second or biggest, depending on where Binance Smart Chain is. So I guess people just don't care, like in the Solana ecosystem, but everyone else was kind of dunking on them, so it was kind of funny. Some of the memes were really good. But anyway, on that note, I'm going to end today's episode. So thank you all for watching, listening, and being part of the Rocket Fuel community, especially you, Sylvia. You're my #1 fan. Thanks, everyone, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.